Okay, I hope I'm recording. Anyway, hey YouTubers, it's Shelly the Nut. So this is a very important video. I want to talk about squatters. Okay, I don't even know where to start. They have more rights than the tenant itself. So, I want to give you some advice. First of all, you want to have informed delivery by your local post office for your address. First of all, very, very important. Why do I say this? Because you can see the mail that's arriving to your house. Technically, this is a federal offense. It really is. Don't know if I should say this or not. It's a federal offense, but I don't think it's really prosecuted. Let me just put it that way. If a piece of mail, let's put it this way. If a piece of mail would suddenly go missing from your mailbox, that it wasn't delivered or it got lost or something, oh well. But at least it didn't come to the person that is squatting in your house. So, I'm just saying, technically, it's a federal offense to mess with somebody's mail. Let me put that disclaimer there. But, to save face, if by some miraculous it just disappears, this person does not have a piece of mail showing or proving tenancy. That is utmost important. That piece of mail that gets delivered to your house proves tenancy. You don't want that. You want to avoid that at all costs. Get a P.O. box if you have to, or whatever. Don't have any of the mail. Shit, then that person will be getting mail. I don't have their mail forwarded to the P.O. box. I don't anything but avoid that person getting mail delivered into their hands at your apartment, house, whatever. Secondly, if it's just a visitor, you're screwed. Because if a person does not pay rent, you would have to do like a wrongful detainer, um, and that takes at least 60 days. So, I have found, because of the squatter that we presently have at my house, it is best to charge rent because after they have non-payment of rent, yes, you have to give them a 60-day notice, unless you can get away with a 14-day emergency notice, but they have to commit some kind of crime or whatever. But even though this person had me arrested, had the cops come to our house 41 times in 4 weeks, had me hiding from the police because there was arrest warrants out for me. I could not look for a job and my unemployment was over. I didn't have use of my car. I couldn't come back to my house. This person created friggin' havoc. Anyway, that should have been enough to have a 14-day notice. But they told my sister that no, it wouldn't apply. So we did the 10-day notice for non-payment of rent. So charging rent is probably the best and quickest way to get one out. After they have non-payment of rent, you give them a 10-day notice, and then if they don't pay within that 10 days, you post the notice that they owe you so much money, and then you go down after the 10 days if they haven't paid you, and you file for charges for failure to pay rent. You get a court date within 10 days, I believe, from that time, or 2 weeks. It's something like that. It's very close. It's nearly as long as 6 months. I mean, 60 days. So that's what I'm saying. Charging rent is the best way to do it. So then you go down, you get court date for non-payment of rent. And then if they still don't pay you the amount of rent by the time of court, you can have the sheriff evict them after 4 days of you winning in court for non-payment of rent. Now, my other suggestion, when you do file for the non-payment of rent, you also, at the same time, want to file paperwork for wrongful detainer. Oh, holdover tenant and holdover tenancy, because that is like it's like 30, 60 days. So if the person would happen to come up with that rent money and there was no lease, okay, this is also if there's no lease and they're just sitting there, blah blah blah. So they just, let's say they said they needed to stay a month or two or whatnot. You want to do the holdover tenant at the same time. Sorry, I know I smoke, but anyways. So that way, if they do pay you the rent, you can still go for the court and charge them with holdover tenancy because they're holding over past the time that you allowed them to stay. So it's very important that you do both at the same time. If they don't pay rent, then fine, they're out and you don't have to pursue the holdover. But if they do pay the rent, you still have that holdover tenancy to back you up. In the meantime, you cannot change the locks at all. You cannot turn off the water. You cannot turn off electricity. You cannot disrupt their life in any way. Even though they're disrupting yours, you have to make their life as peaceful and easygoing as you can. So it doesn't matter. They can rack your BG&E up. They can rack your water bill up. They can rack up everything. Doesn't matter. You can always try to get that money back when you do your non-payment of rent. But that's the only thing you do. And who knows what kind of damage they're doing to the place. Like even though this is against the law, the person that is squatting in my basement right now has not given my sister the key to enter. So if there was a fire or something, we wouldn't be able, if the fire was in there, we wouldn't be able to get in to see because she has the only key. Um, it cost me so many friggin' trips to the courthouse after she filed like 9 different charges on me. It was crazy. We had to get a peace order, which now she pretty much, we had to block off. We had to like put a lock on our basement door and confine her just to the basement. But now I don't have access to the washer and dryer because I can't go down there. So I have to take my laundry to the laundromat, which costs more money. And it's just, oh my God, it's just a headache. So I'm trying to
What?
tell you guys how to avoid this. First of all, don't ever let anybody stay at your house. Because this person, I considered a friend. Yeah, a friend. And I was helping them out because they got evicted. She asked if she could stay a few days. So she got her tax refund. A few days turned into a few weeks. She needed a new bank card. Ding, everyone came to mail to the house. That established tenancy. And then after that, I actually was taking her to the homeless shelter. Oh, wait, wait, hold on, let me back up. Before she even got any mail to the house, she gave me more money that she owed me, and I was taking her to the homeless shelter. But she went behind my back and asked my sister if she could rent the room in the basement, and that's where it all started. Then she got mail to the house, and today, here we are, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Almost 7 months in, where she hasn't paid any rent for the last 5 months. So, I don't want anybody to go through what we're going through. So listen to these tips and heed my advice. If not, you are going to go through a frigging headache trying to get this person out. Because literally, they have more rights than the person that owns the house. The person. Okay, and another thing I want to say. So, if by chance you do rent a room or something to this person, and let's just say you rent the property, your landlord is not involved whatsoever. The judge that we went before was totally wrong and dismissed the case at a court, even though the judge was wrong. But who do you friggin' fight with when the judge is wrong? There's not many people you can turn to. But we did find out. So if you sublet, let's say, a room to a person and they're squatting, you become the master tenant. And this is between master tenant and subtenant. So even though this person got this case dismissed because technically we weren't the landlord, and then our landlord went to Pakistan, so she thought she was in the clear. No, there is a clause that when you sublet, you become the master tenant, they become the subtenant, and the agreement is between master tenant and subtenant. So you do have the rights to file for eviction against the subtenant. So I want you to keep that in mind. So if they try to tell you, no, you're not the landlord, and because the landlord doesn't want to be involved, you take precedence over the landlord because you opted into this rental agreement with the subtenant. The landlord wasn't involved whatsoever. So it's between master tenant, you, and the subtenant, the squatter. So I want to put that out there. So anyway, if you have any more questions, put it in the comments down there. Please like this video. Please, 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 please. I need likes. I need subscribers. I can only do more videos if I get subscribers and likes, so that way I can get monetized, blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. Anyway, I'm trying to give you guys good content. I have more videos coming. I'm going to start doing other things besides product reviews, so you might want to stay tuned. I'm going to put a little comedy relief in there also. So anyway, show you the nuts. Stay safe. If you have any comments or any questions for me, please reach out to me because I've been through this. This is not the first time. I can't believe I let my guard down because this cost me a whole lot of money, a whole lot of time, a whole lot of aggravation. And thank God I have a wonderful, wonderful man in my life because we were just getting to know each other when all this was going down, the police, everything, and he stuck through me by all this, and God, he is God sent. I would have ran for the hills. I would have taken off like I don't need this shit in my life right now. We're just new. I mean, we didn't have any place to get intimate together. We didn't have it. I mean, it was crazy, and he stuck through me. So hopefully, in the future, we'll look back on this video and I'll say, hey, that's when we just started, and maybe we'll be married by then or whatever. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm going on 59. If I haven't gotten married yet, I doubt if I'm going to be getting married. So anyway, stay safe out there. Like my video, subscribe, and I hope this doesn't happen to anybody like you guys. Please beware of who you let in your house.